Hello and welcome to today's video. So this time we'll be taking a look through Men's Adventure Quarterly issue 7, and this one focuses on juvenile delinquency and gang girls, featuring the Men's Adventure magazines of the 50s, 60s and 70s. So without further ado, sit back, relax and let's take a look. So first off, what a fantastic jaw-dropping cover this is. It's really, really terrific. And like all the Men's Adventure Quarterly magazines, it is designed by co-editor Bill Cunningham. And a lot of the actual magazines and articles featured are from Robert Dice's personal collection. And Bill just lays it out beautifully. This particular issue has got a couple of guest editorials, one a short one by me, looking at Ed McBain's early stories in Manhunt, and a couple of other bits and pieces, and also one by Andrew Nett as well. So we'll have a look at these, we'll have a little look through, just so you get a taster of what you're going to be in for if you pick up a copy of this one for your collection. This is the Gang Girls issue. There's the contributors. And yeah, you might recognise Andrew Nett. He known online as Pulp Curry, and he did those three fantastic books there, all of which have been reviewed on the channel, and each one looking at different aspects of vintage paperbacks. The most recent one, Dangerous Visions and New Worlds, is an SF special, which was particularly good, I thought. And here's Bill's introduction here, Gang Girls Worldwide, and then my piece on the a couple of early Ivan Hunter stories that were printed in Manhunt magazine, the excellent sort of crime digest. And then a little on Harlan Ellison, and he published that book Sex Gang, which has got loads of juvenile delinquency overtones in that one, and how he is actually spotted signing it, but that one there, Doomsman, that was the one he used to regularly rip up if someone presented him with a copy to get signed. And then we got Andrew's article here, which is good stuff again, looking at the whole juvenile delinquency and biker books phenomenon. And as you can see, if you're any sort of fan of vintage paperbacks or a juvenile delinquency works in general, you're going to absolutely love this. There's so much in here to enjoy. Vicious Gang Girls of Boston. This is from Man to Man, which was published in August 1954. So many great reproductions in here, book jackets, movie posters as well, and of course the original stories in their entirety. This was really interesting. I didn't know a lot about this, but of course I knew all about Seduction of the Innocent, Frederick Werton's book, where he basically, the comics, the American comic strip comics at that point, had got really, really sort of gruesome. There's all the EC ones there, and it forced the introduction of the Comics Code Authority, which later comics, that little seal there, so Marvel and DC adopted those, and the comics all got a bit pathetic after that. But what it did do was force those sorts of creators to start working for the Men's Adventure magazines, and it sort of helped to create that genre of magazine. So I hadn't really made that connection before, and yeah, that was really interesting, that. Tomboy Jungle here, and we got so much classic artwork, it's just ridiculous, isn't it? It's just fantastic. All the big names are here, just superb. And it's a very collectible genre, this, and I don't have an awful lot in my collection. I've got some, of course, you know, being a paperback collector for 3 decades, probably, you know, maybe a little bit more than that now. You're bound to have picked up JD stuff over the years, and I have, but it's never something I've focused on. So I'm very pleased to have what I've got now, because it is, you know, quite collectible. This one here, a Zip Gun Girl, from Man's Illustrated, September 1958. Stanley Barrett did the cover up there, and all of this is illustrated as we go along, and you can see if it was printed in full colour, it's in full colour. These are very nice. It's a Samson Pollan artwork, and he was just the master, wasn't he? And there's the classic D for Delinquent, the Ace one, the Ace Double. It was reprinted in the UK by Digit, and that's a Digit I've not got. It's a very expensive one as well. I don't even think I've seen a copy for sale in over 5 years of the Big Rumble. Here is Zip Gun Girl. And this is, as I said, this is issue 7 now, and it really is turning into quite the library of stuff, and they look great all together on the shelf. I have to say, they look fantastic. Such great design on them, and incredibly cheap when you compare them to trying to track down the original magazines, which are very expensive these days. So that was a long old story there, but there's the great jacket there. That's superb stuff. And they use a few like period cartoons and adverts and things like that to spice things up. Great advert for my channel there. Thank you very much, Bill, for that. That was one that photo was taken at All You Need Is Books, the vintage paperback warehouse, and that's really nice. And this is Bill's latest one here, the Men's Adventure Reader. Then we got Street Queens Are Taking Over from 1962. Artwork Charles Fracke. Another lovely bit of artwork there. Rebels in the Streets. Kitty Hansen. Street Queens Are Taking Over Teenage Gangs. Jack Smith. Once again, they weren't all, of course, fiction in the Men's Adventures. Some of them were non-fiction. A bit sensationalist, though, as well. Here's all the previous issues of the Men's Adventure Quarterly. So 7 in total, including this one, to get your hands on. 1963, and it is, once again, and I've noticed this with Bob's books, he likes to work his way chronologically through so that the articles are presented in date order, something I appreciate, and it's nice to see like the evolution of the genre, the cover styles and things like that, and there are lots and lots of book covers on display, as well as movie posters as well, so it's heaven, if you like, that sort of thing. What a great cover that one is, isn't it? Look at that. Earl Norham did that cover. You recognise this from the Men's Adventure Library. Barbarians on Bikes. And of course the biker gangs were all equally part of it. And sort of the JD stuff even evolved into the biker gangs, I suppose, in a funny sort of way. And in the States you had all the named gangs, people like the Hells Angels, and well, we had our own mini craze over here in the UK, not to the same extent, but there were some bike gangs. Man's Conquest here. Bruce Minnie did the cover artwork. Cycle Queens of Violence. Girls Gone Gangster. Juvenile Jungle. And then these are like a little gallery of sort of JD and biker movie posters, once again presented chronologically, and some of these would be a fortune, wouldn't they, if you had them in their original form. A classic movie, but it's a real dog, apparently reformed schoolgirls. And then the Mamie. This is a red hot Men's Adventure Quarterly mini gallery. Mamie Van Doren, the model. She Devils on Wheels. These are some of the sort of the exploitation ones, aren't they? Russ Meyer. That's Nancy Sinatra there in the foreground, and young Bruce Dern there, Diane Ladd. But Nancy Sinatra was very much made to be the star there. Fantastic, eh? And then some Japanese ones at the end here. And this film I knew nothing about, Spring Breakers with James Franco. And a very young Selena Gomez. Never seen that. And a few more little adverts for the Men's Adventure Library. And then next issue, in 3 months' time, Hit Men and Hit Women. Witness the job go down in Men's Adventure Quarterly, issue 8. Excellent stuff, eh? So, what a great magazine. Once again, Bob and Bill have excelled themselves with another superb issue. And as I said, if you've got even a passing interest in paperbacks or movies or juvenile delinquency books from that period, this is definitely a magazine you'd like to get hold of. I will put, of course, links to purchasing one of these from Amazon in the description down below. So there we are. Thanks very much for watching today's video. If you have enjoyed it, do please give it that thumbs up. Do please hit the subscribe button if you've not already for regular vintage men's adventure coverage, and I shall look forward to seeing you again very soon. Bye.